as we continue to work day and night to recover from this historic but also horrific storm. I want to thank you for keeping the nation's attention on those who are hurting in Georgia, and I certainly appreciate President Trump helping us do that as well. You know, Marty and I both had literally been all over the state on the storm path over the last several days, and I told every stop I went to that this storm spared no one. It took one of our finest and a firefighter, Leon Davis, who was an assistant chief in Blackshear, Georgia, when a tree fell on his truck, responding to a call. Just a few miles from here, it took a young mother, just 27 years old, who had 1-month-old twin boys in the bed with her when a tree fell in their home up in Thompson. Just south of here in Washington County, a 7-year-old boy and a 4-year-old girl died when a tree fell on their home, trapped them inside, and their house caught on fire. Marty and I had the opportunity to speak to the emergency crews who responded to both of those situations, and our hearts are still heavy from that tragic event that they experienced and described to us, but also for what they had to endure. There was also a lady trapped in her car for 3 or 4 days, another trapped in her home for the same amount of time. Thankfully, they were rescued by some of our finest. But we've heard of many other horrific stories like this. And all in all, Georgia, we have lost 33 of our fellow citizens as a direct result of Hurricane Helene. But I'm here to tell you, in spite of such tragedy and heartbreak, in spite of the pain that we've seen, there are many stories of hope and perseverance. Over the course of this past week, Marty and I traveled to Valdosta and Augusta and many communities in between. We spent time with linemen from all over the country who came to Georgia to help those in need and get their power back on. We prayed with grieving people and had the honor of shaking hands of those who have worked without sleep, hardly taking any breaks, and without slowing down to get those trapped in homes free. They were feeding those without food and getting housing for those that no longer had a home. In Glasscock County, just up the road, we spent time with the sheriff and his family, all of whom were working around the clock. In Johnson County, not far from here, there's a small church that's serving as a miracle for their community. That congregation did not even exist a few months ago. For this past week, they were feeding 400 to 600 people a day. In Sandersville, a pastor prayed for us and commented on the beautiful message on Marty's shirt that she wore for several days in Valdosta, when we were in Valdosta, in red letters that spelled out simply pray. That's a message we all need right now. And I ask that all of you join our family working to get people's power back up whom they've never met. Those same linemen were going to keep working well into the night. That is the kind of response that we have seen after this crisis from Georgians and from people far beyond in this state. Resilience and hope have been on full display everywhere we've gone, including right here in Columbia County. We're grateful for those incredible people all over this state, but we're also mindful that every moment of every day since this storm passed, of the loss of life and the devastation that it brought. We knew it was going to be bad, which is why we prepared early, just like they did here in Columbia County. I declared a state of emergency 2 days ahead of the storm, which gave us time to mobilize and prepare for the worst, and I'm so glad that we did. because it impacted literally every part of our state. Many communities have been scarred with major infrastructure damage, and at one point, at least 1.3 million power meters were not functional, and many more Georgians were without power. That number, incredibly, is down to 225,000 as we speak. In Atlanta, we saw record rainfall with 11.12 inches of rain in a 48-hour period. The previous state record goes back to 1886, when we had 9.6 inches. As many people around the country know, we are in an agricultural state, with agriculture serving as our #1 industry. Hurricane Helene has wiped out much of this year's crop across the board. Our Agriculture Commissioner, Tyler Harper, couldn't be here today, but he wanted me to pass along a few highlights of this devastation. 35% of our cotton crop is a total loss. 10 to 30% of the peanut crop is lost. 14 dairies across the state are still without power. There was 22 total from the start. Over 222 poultry houses have been destroyed, with hundreds of others damaged and some loss of operations for the entire farm. There's extensive infrastructure damage and loss of livestock facilities. And as I told the President earlier, approximately 4 million acres of timberland has been impacted, and 48,000 acres of pecans have been damaged or destroyed as a result of this storm. I want everyone in this state to know that we are with you during these difficult times, and we aren't going anywhere. We are putting every possible state resource we have at response and recovery, and I've taken several executive authority steps to try to bring relief as quickly as we can. That includes activating and deploying roughly 2,000 Georgia Guardsmen, our citizen soldiers who are doing incredible work in the field. It includes suspending the gas tax for as long as we're under a state of emergency and waiving the penalty on the use of dyed diesel fuel in street vehicles. I want to thank the members of the General Assembly. I know we got some of them here with us today for supporting all of these measures. They are crucial partners in our overall response to this tragic event and have been tireless advocates for the Georgians they represent. And we'll continue to urge FEMA to add more impacted counties to the federal declaration list. We started with just 11, and after a call to both the White House and FEMA, they upped that number considerably, up to 44 or 45 counties as we speak. We're also being mindful of our neighbors who have come to our aid in times past. Yesterday, I authorized the Georgia Guard to send a Chinook helicopter and crew to North Carolina to help in ongoing search and rescue operations. What they're going through, what we're all going through, is a living nightmare, and we're going to continue to pull together as we go through this together. These are just a few of the actions that we've taken, but rest assured, we will not stop until everyone is recovered and made whole. Someone sent me a Bible verse earlier today, and I've been thinking a lot about this. It's Galatians 6:9, and it reads, "And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." Those words epitomize where we are today and our commitment. We are not giving up. We are not going to leave until the job is done. I want to encourage all of our local officials and so many of their citizens that are working so hard on this recovery and helping and talking to people every day. Keep up that great work, keep the faith, and know that we will be with you till the end. It is my honor, and I want to thank President Trump for coming back to our state again for the second time to view storm damage and keep a national focus on our state as we recover. I hope you'll welcome the 45th President of the United States, Donald Trump. Mr. President.
Well, Brian, thank you very much. Your governor's doing a fantastic job, I will tell you that, and we're all with him and with everybody. We've just met a group of really wonderful patriots that are working very hard. They've done it before, but they told me they've never seen one like this, Brian. This is the worst they've seen. And Some of them are looking back 25 years. That's a lot. But I want to thank the governor and everybody for having put out to the extent that they've had to, and it's really incredible. Some of the people that we met just now, Congressman Rick Allen, terrific person, Speaker of the Georgia House, John Burns, who's here, former Congressman Doug Collins. Where's Doug Collins? Is he around here? Doug Collins. What a nice guy he is. Oh, Doug, I haven't seen you in so long. You haven't changed. You look good. You look better, actually, if you want to. State Senator Max Burns, who's here, and District Attorney Barbie Christine. And we want to thank you, but we want to thank the people that are working so hard. And we're here in Evans, Georgia, to express our support, our love, and our prayers, and all of the communities. The suffering is not even believable when you look and you see the kind of suffering that's going on right now. But one of the biggest, I guess, question marks is the fact that there's so many people missing. I've never seen anything where so many, the numbers are so large of those that are missing, Governor, right? So that's something that hopefully they'll be found, and they'll be found very healthy, but it never looks great. It never looks great. Our hearts break for the more than 200 American families who have lost their lives already. Officially 200, and that number, unfortunately, is going to be going up. It's one of the deadliest storms in American history. More than 24 Georgians have died, including a 27-year-old mother and her two precious babies who lived not very far from McDuffie County. And father, a lot of people knew these people. They're great. As father and grandfather, I know that such sudden and tragic loss must be almost unbearable. Don't know how you can even take it. Loved ones all over your county, all over your state, and all over a lot of other states. You have Florida. Think of it. You have Virginia. You have South Carolina. You have Alabama. North Carolina maybe hit the worst. North Carolina is so bad. I want to thank Elon Musk, by the way, for his quick action with Starlink. He supplied a lot of equipment to the governor, to Georgia, and to North Carolina in particular, and he acted very, very quickly. They needed communication. There was no communication. The poles are down. The wires are down. And he acted really, really quickly. In fact, I called him, and I was getting thank you notices already from North Carolina and Georgia, and I wasn't off the phone with him. So I don't know what the hell I guess he's got some kind of a little special deal going. He works pretty fast, I'll tell you. But he's been great. And Larry Ellison made a very big contribution, and a friend of the governor's and mine is right here, Steve Witkoff, who also made a very big contribution. Steve, we appreciate it very much. Thank you. The homes and roads, as the governor told you, it's all being worked on. Everything's being worked on. And the good thing is when I just met a group, and now I met two groups, and now I'm meeting a third. And I will tell you that I have no doubt that whatever can be done is going to be done. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of effort, and it's a very heartbreaking situation. We're going to go to North Carolina now, and we're going to see some of our friends in North Carolina, some very good friends, and they have just been totally devastated. They've never seen anything like this. But I want to thank everybody for being here, and we have a big election coming up, and if I'm involved, I told the governor, if I'm involved, they're going to get the best treatment. They're going to get treatment like we did in the past. We had a big, the farmers got hit very hard, and I guess they got hit just as hard, or maybe, is this worse, or is this of equal?
Probably worse.
Probably worse. That was a bad one. But we worked 2 or 3 times together in big storms, but I don't think we've seen anything like this. But we got it taken care of in record time, and we will be very open and very committed to this state because it's a great state and you have great leadership, and the governor, again, is doing a fantastic job. So thank everybody very much for being here. I appreciate it, and we may see you later, we may not, but we will be back, and whenever the governor needs us, we will be here. And thank you over there. That's a nice group of people. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Mr. Trump, Trump, what is your relationship like
It's great. No, no, no. It's great. No, we work together. We've always worked together very well. Really well. It's top. Yes? Yeah, of course they are. It's been a terrible response from the White House. They're missing $1 billion that was used for another purpose, and nobody's seen anything like that. No, from that standpoint, it's been terrible. Say it? I'm not thinking about voters right now. I'm thinking about lives. And to be honest, it's much bigger than anything else. But we're thinking about lives, a lot of lives lost, a lot of people missing. And that's what I'd be focused on right now. No, it's not. It's inflation has devastated our economy. It's one of the big problems we have. And on jobs, we have the illegals have taken more jobs than anybody else. You have illegals coming in and they're taking the jobs. And when you look at the numbers from that standpoint, it's a shame. We have to get the jobs to the people that have lived here for a long time and that are great citizens of our country. But when you look at the job numbers, they just came out, and then you look at who's getting the jobs. And it's been very unfortunate from that standpoint. You have illegal, you have the migrants, you're reading about it. Now, a lot of the money that was supposed to go to Georgia and supposed to go to North Carolina and all of the others is going and has gone already. It's been gone for people that came into the country illegally, and nobody's ever seen anything like that. That's a shame. I don't know anything about what he said. I only can hope that it's going to be free and fair, and I think in this state it will be, and I hope in every state it will be, and I think we're going to do very well, but right now we're focused on this. We're not focused on the election. Well, I won it easily in 2016. We actually were very close the last time, and right now the recent poll came up, we're up 7. So I think we're pretty far up, and we seem to be going up, and she seems to be going down, so I hope we're going to keep it that way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you.